Aloha, welcome to Chappie's Tiki Bar. Marco Polo, Christopher Columbus, Benjamin Franklin, Sir Isaac Newton. What do I have in common with all these people? Great discoveries. Join me and my little Chihuahua Mookie as I share with you my Gnocchi Hack. This is the greatest discovery since I discovered there was a Popeye's chicken close to my house. So join me and my little Chihuahua Mookie. We saved you a seat at the bar. Aloha, welcome to Chappie's Tiki Bar. I'm Chappie and this is Mookie. Today we're doing something a little different. I'm going to show you my Gnocchi Hack. Now gnocchi is a wonderful Italian potato dumpling. I've spent most of my life trying to perfect it. And then I stumbled onto this hack by accident. I actually discovered it. So the deal with gnocchi is it's just potato, egg, and flour. But with the flour, if you put too much, it's too heavy. If you put not enough, they just break apart. So there's a fine line. And the thing about it is there's no measurements because the moisture affects how much flour you use. And it's not just the moisture in the potato, it can be the humidity. Any number of factors can affect the moisture. So one time I went to the grocery store and I bought some packaged mashed potatoes. And it specifically says do not freeze. I didn't look at the package and I froze it. So basically, this package was frozen and then I defrosted it and the liquid magically separated. So I've been trying my whole life to extract moisture from potatoes to get the perfect light, fluffy dumpling. I've been trying my whole life to get moisture out of potatoes. I've poked holes in them and baked them and rubbed them in salt and did all kinds of things, but who knew you could buy packaged mashed potatoes, freeze them, and then defrost them, and the liquid would automatically separate. So I'm going to show you how to get the perfect gnocchi, light and fluffy, like little pillows. This is my hack. I discovered it. So stay tuned for that. So the main objective here is to get all the moisture and liquid out of the mashed potatoes. So this is a ricer. You normally just rice the potatoes, but I want to keep the potatoes in the ricer and squeeze out all the liquid. It's amazing how much liquid is in these mashed potatoes. It's pretty much half liquid. And for gnocchi, liquid is your enemy. So I'm just going to throw that liquid away. Now for the egg, I'm just going to use the egg whites. I find the egg whites a bit lighter, but mostly with this amount of potatoes, a whole egg is going to be too much. So I'm going to build sort of a little nest, and I'm going to put the egg whites in the middle of my potato nest. And then this is another trick. I got some magic baking powder. This is going to sort of make them light and fluffy like little pillows. And there's really no measurements here. Don't do too much baking powder or they'll taste like baking powder. And then I have white pepper as opposed to black pepper. White pepper is a little bit stronger and you won't see the black flakes in your gnocchi because it's white pepper. And then we're going to hit it with a little Himalayan pink sea salt. Sometimes I put Parmesan in there as well. And then again, no measurements, so I'm going to start out with a good heaping tablespoon of flour. And then I'm just going to get a fork to sort of incorporate it before I work the dough. And you don't want to overwork the dough either. So I'm getting that egg and all the everything else all mixed up in there. fun fact, gnocchi is plural just like spaghetti. So a singular gnocchi would be called a gnocco. Not to be confused with gnocco ono. The only thing that's going to break these dumplings apart is not enough flour. Little Beatles humor there. And you don't want your gnocchi to break apart, so you got to put some flour in. And that's a little trick. You put a little flour on your hands and the dough doesn't stick to your hands. A little bit more flour. It's all kind of by feel. And then a good measure is if it looks like vanilla ice cream, sort of all broken apart in the middle there, you're probably getting close. So I'm just going to roll, I cut them into smaller balls. I'm going to roll it into little snakes. And then I'm going to cut off the gnocchis. And then this is a gnocchi board, so you want to give it a little dust. So the purpose of the gnocchi board is going to put grooves in the gnocchi so the sauce will stick inside the gnocchos. And if you don't have a gnocchi board, you can either do an indentation with your finger, so there's like a big sort of well that holds the sauce, or I'll show you right here, you can use a fork. And the fork will work just like the gnocchi board. And again, you want to put like grooves in so the sauce will stay in the gnocchi. See the little grooves there? And you can also freeze them. They actually hold together quite well when you freeze them. So I got my Sunday gravy there. I cooked some tomato sauce with a bunch of meat. You want to heavily salt the water so it's the salinity of the sea. And then just get those gnocchis in there. They're not frozen, so they're just going to take no time at all, and you'll know when they're done because they float to the top. Usually they say once they float to the top, give it like another 30 seconds or a minute, but when they float to the top, I'm going to put them in the hot sauce anyways, so they're going to continue to cook. So it's just going to take no time at all. Sometimes I'll do one tester gnocchi, and if it breaks apart, then you got to add more flour. And there they are, floated to the top. And I'm going to put them in my lovely Sunday gravy. Now in Italy, you usually have the pasta as the first course or the primi, and then the meat as the secondi or second course. I'm just going to do it the North American way today and have the gnocchi as a side. I got a little shake and bake pork chop action going down there. Giant pork chops. And then I'm going to have the gnocchi as a side dish.
You could have gotten any pork more perfect with your gnocchis.
Yeah, there's always that fine line if they fall apart or they're too heavy.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching another edition of Chappie's Tiki Bar. Make sure you hit that notification bell. We have a new episode every Friday. This is Chappie saying life is hard. That's just the way it goes, but sometimes it goes the other way. See you next time on Chappie's Tiki Bar.